Dear student, hope you all are fine in your home. Today we will discuss about some function of computer. In last two class we have discussed about the evolution of computer and introduction to modern computer. So this class we will discuss about the function of computer, how the computer is working, what is input, how it is input and processing and giving the output. So let's begin. So here I will discuss some definition about the computer. So computer, the definition of computer varies from one person to another person. For every person, the definition is different. For a researcher, the computer definition is different, but all functions are in same way. Internal function, everything is same way. But for a shopkeeper, his definition is different for because he is working in a different way. But the internal function of the computer is same for all computer. It is maybe supercomputer, it may be mainframe computer. In one principle it is working, that is input, process and output. He is taking input and processing it and giving output. This definition only I written in a different format. So it is computer as an electronic machine which accept, process and store data automatically. It receive the data, process the data and store the data automatically, and following the some instruction to give useful output. It follows some instruction and after that giving some useful output. Another definition say computer machines or tool or a device. It is a machine or a tool or a device which accept data or information. It accept data or information in one form and process it to produce data or information in another form. So here we are giving some input data and it process that data and it giving as a information or data as in another form, which is user requirement. What user is requiring, according to that it will give the output. Another definition here I am written: computer is an electronic device or machine that takes data, process them according to given instruction and produce information that is useful for people. So all these three definition, one thing is same. We are giving input, it is processing. In input we are giving data or information and this computer is processing. The CPU, central processing unit, is processing and giving output. This is common for every definition. This is the same, and this function is work on every this work is done in every computer like supercomputer, mainframe computer, all have the same principle. All are working under the same principle. You have to give the input data and it will process that data and it will give output. Okay, so what a computer do: computer first accept data such as raw facts, figure, number, letter and symbol. These things first computer accept, then process the data into information. The data, it will be transferred to information by processing. After that processing, that information, it will be produced in monitor or printer. It will be so, and sometimes we are store that data in our auxiliary memory. We are store that data. So how to get information from the computer? How we'll get the information from the computer? So one thing you have to remember, that input, process, output. This principle is used in every definition. Last three definition you have seen. Every definition it is written that it is we are giving input data and it will processes and after that it will giving output. So here we have to remember that IPO means input, process, then output. So this thing is happening. We are input the data, then system is processing that and we are receiving output. data is input into the computer through input device. How we are giving the data? Through input device like web camera. Their web camera is capturing our image through keyboard, through mouse. We are giving, if I am writing a means it is in printer, it is coming a. So like that we are giving instruction through input device. Through input device we are giving data or information. Sometimes we are giving information also. Then computer process the data as per instruction. What instruction we are given? Suppose we told you have to capture the picture from the web camera, so it will be capture the picture. So suppose we told you have to write A B C D, so we are click in keyboard, we are click A B C D, so it will come in the monitor data A B C D. So computer process the data as per our instruction. According to the human instruction, computer automatically not doing anything. We have to give the instruction what computer will do. So then computer gives output as a information. So if we give the instruction to print this page, so as a output we are receiving the printing page. But this instruction given by whom? By the user. User only give the instruction. So this is the process cycle. How? Here we are given input here. Here process is going on. This is the main thing. Here processing CPU, central processing unit, where it will be processed, and in output device we can display the output or we receive the output. Okay, like monitor, printer, that projector, all these things we receive that output there. Okay, and through keyboard, web camera, joystick we are giving output to input to the computer. Sorry, we are giving input to the computer. Okay, so what is data? Here we have to see what do you mean by data. We are talking about data, information, all these things we are talking, but we have to clearly understand what do you mean by data. Data is a collection of raw facts, figure, statistic related to an object. Data can be processed to create a useful information. So data is a collection of raw facts. Suppose anybody asks you what is sentence. You are telling sentence is a group of words which have a complete meaning is sentence. If anyone say you sentence is a group of word, it is wrong. That is means if group of word we are taking means that is data, means nothing information it will not come. Suppose I say eat dinner, it is a group of word, but we did not receive any information. It is a word, I is a word, dinner is a word. But if I say I eat dinner, so it is a complete sense. If it is arranged properly, then it will give a complete meaning. So if we got a complete meaning, then it is a information. And if any data is there, it is a raw facts only. So we are not getting some information from the data. So after processing, when we get the data, when we get after process, that is useful information. So data is a collection of raw facts, figure, statistic related to an object. Data can be processed to create a useful information. Then what is information? Here we see data. Then what is information? Information is the processed data. Information also a data, but it is processed data. It has a meaning than data, because data do not have the meaning, but information having the meaning. It is used for decision making. After seeing the data, we can take some decision. For example, okay, here I have written Kavi 55 Reba 28 Rabi 34 Salim 5 20 178 100 8 189 151. What is the meaning? If you say anybody give, what is this? Maybe some names are there, but 55 34, it is not giving any useful meaning. So when this data are processed, it give an information. This is data. When we will process it, then we will get some information. So we will look this here. Example of data and information. Here we are given data that copy 55 Reba 28 Rabi 34. These things are there. Okay. After processing, we got the information like name, copy, age is 55, height is 178 cm, Reva 28, height is 100 cm, Robbie sorry Robbie 34, height is 129 cm, Salim 5, height is 51 cm. So after processing data we got this information. If we give this information somebody, a user can understand, okay, Kabi age is 55 and his height is 178, but after seeing this you cannot understand the what is the meaning of this, because it is a data, it is a raw facts, and this is the complete information we are receiving in this example. So example of information. So what is information here? Data collected from a census is used to generate a different type of information. Census, government is doing every 10 year, government is doing census, so the population count of the population, male, female, education, literacy. After collecting this data, the collecting data from the field, they are going and collect from the people. After survey, that is called data. Arranging that data properly, and after that manipulate that data and process that data and get the information like how many people are literate, how many male are literate, how many women are literate. These things we can, and total how many are below 5 year, above 5 year. All these things we understand. From there we are getting some information, that is called information. So what is difference between data and information? You have to remember this table. Data is the collection of facts, figures, statistics related to an object. It is a raw facts. Information is a processed data. After processing, it is a raw data. For example, you want to prepare a milkshake. You take milk, banana, all these things. It is a raw facts. After you take mixie, then you put that milk, banana, sugar, all these things. After mixing, you got as a output as a mix milkshake drink. That is your information, means that is your useful for your drink. Before that, it is a raw banana and raw milk, all are there, but after grinding, after mixing, you will get the output. Suppose for example, you have a pencil. Up, before sharpening, it is a data. After using processing a sharpener, you sharpen that pencil, and after that you write. After that it get a useful information. So before processing it is nothing, after processing it will give you a output or a useful, you can after that you can write. So this is the difference between data and information. Data is not used in decision making. Using data you cannot take any decision, okay, but using information you can take a decision, okay. Like that, some vegetables are there, without preparing the food, without processing it, you cannot take. Suppose you want to market take flesh, means uh, a chicken, but you did not prepare by raw chicken, you cannot take. You have to fire, cook, after that you can take. So like that only, here using data you cannot take a decision. After processing the data you can take a decision. By taking the information only you can take a decision. Data has no meaning and information has the meaning. These things I discussed because data do not have any meaning, but information is having meaning. Then what is data processing cycle? The data processing activities can be grouped in 4 functional activities. The more important 4 functional activities you have to remember. First is data input, then data processing, then information as a output, then store. First we gave the data as a input, then after that data is processed, and that information came as a output, and we can store that information. Suppose you make that last example. If we'll take, you take sugar, banana, milk, it is your data. After processing, second step, you process using mixer grinder, you mix it, you got as a output as a shake. If you want to drink, you got the information. Okay, if you want to store that information, like that, if you want to store that and after cooling only you will drink, then you can store in a refrigerator. Like that, here you got the data, you process and information as output, you got the output, you want to store, then you can store the output. Thus the constitution of what is known as data processing cycle. These four steps is known as the data processing cycle. So here I have shown the image. This is the CPU. This box inside consists of CPU. It is known as the brain of computer or processor. This is a central processing unit. Here is the main control is here. So when you will give input, then it will go to the memory. This memory means it is RAM, random access memory. This is important. This is known as main memory or random access memory. Okay, this is also known as main memory, and sometimes it is called as a physical memory, and memory also you can call. Okay, so here first when you give input, it will go to memory, and it will go to arithmetic logical unit. I already told in past class, arithmetic logical unit we can do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, greater than, less than, all these things in arithmetic and logical unit. And here we have control unit. For control, after arithmetic logic unit, for control it can pass to the control unit. Again it will give that to arithmetic logical unit, and that will come to memory unit. After memory unit, it will display in monitor or printer. It is a output device. Sometimes if I want to store, then from that RAM, random access memory, that data will store into our auxiliary storage or hard disk. And sometimes we are want to access the auxiliary from auxiliary storage or hard disk, it will be go to memory. Suppose you have a movie in your computer, it is stored in your hard disk, that is auxiliary storage, means it is a secondary memory. When we want to watch the movie, it will come to primary memory, that is RAM, then only we are able to watch the movie. So it is in auxiliary memory. So here it will access the movie is in auxiliary memory, it will access through this arrow mark I have shown. This will access. After that, it will, if any information editing anything we have to do, then we have to send it to the this processor. It will process, and if I want to save, means it will come to memory, and this output will be shown, is that movie will show in this output device. This is through monitor we can see. So here we gave instruction or input, it will go to first, this instruction go to memory, that is primary memory or RAM. And if we want to access the hard disk, it will be that data will come to the secondary primary memory, and here we can watch. From primary memory it will go to output device for display, or any processing we required, means it will go to the arithmetic logical unit or control unit. This is the function block diagram of computer. So computer uses, where we are using the computer, the uses of computer are in business. In business purpose means in mall, shopping mall, all these places we are using for business purpose. For education, in school, college, we are using for education purpose. For lab, for lab work, education institution, here all places. For research work also we are using the computer. In healthcare sector, in medical, we are using computer. In retail and trade, trading, share market, and in shop also retailing, we are using computer. Government office, nowadays every government officer equipped with computer. For marketing, for science, for publishing book, all these things, for publishing house preparing book, all these things we are using. For drawing arts, entertainment, movie editing, all these things we are doing through computer only. For communication, video call, for Zoom software you are using computer you need. In banking, all banking nowadays computer are using, banking and finance sector. For transport also we need. For navigation, working from home, this is nowadays more popular. This lockdown time, corona time, we are using work from home. Everything is done through the computer through work from home. In military defense we are using. So socialization, for Facebook you are using for social media site. For booking vacation like make my trip, Oyo, you are using. For robotics, in robotic research also we are using. So computer are nowadays, you cannot say in no field, it means it is there, means every field it is computer is using. You will not find any field where computer is not using. Every places, every field nowadays we are using computer. So computer as a important subject, as well as computer as a integral part of our life. Nowadays without computer living is very difficult, because you are using mobile, that is also a computer. Now your online classes is going on, that is you are using computer. So without computer in this era, this information technology, this era, it is difficult. So nowadays we are using, in every field you will find the computer. So this has helped increase the quality of human life. After using this computer and after invention of computer, so our life become very easy, and our quality of life also increase. Because in healthcare sector also, if you find, because we have some data, and for test all these things we are using computer, so it is useful for us. So up to this now, thank you for watching. Next class I will teach you about the characteristic of computer. So read well, prepare the note, and study well, and